What's up, everyone? Okay, I'm doing a video and I'm starting a series starting today of my 5 favorite products. So today we're gonna be focusing in on L'Oreal, my 5 favorite products from them. Honestly, it stemmed from the fact that I had hit pan on this product here that we'll talk about in a bit. And I was like, oh, I need to rebuy that. And then I just started thinking about like my favorite products from this brand. And I was like, you know what? I really do have 5 like standout products that I think are so freaking incredible that if you have not tried, you really should consider it. And so that's what we're gonna talk about today. I'm gonna show you me applying these all on my face while we talk about them so you can really see them in action, see if they would work for you or not. Let's dive in. You know I could talk for like 10 minutes, baby, but I'm gonna cut it off. All right, so the first thing that very well may be, I was really trying to think about it. This may be my favorite drugstore foundation. Maybe favorite, like one of my favorite foundations ever. And that would be the L'Oreal Age Perfect Radiant Serum Foundation. So this has SPF of 50, not 15, I'm talking 50. And it's got some antioxidants and stuff. One thing I've realized about myself is that if I find something that's a pretty good shade match for me, especially like with foundation, I automatically like it. But it really does have to go well above and beyond that for it to be like a top tier favorite. This is just pretty. It makes your skin look pretty. And I don't, this does have a slight glow to it. It's not luminous, like there's no shimmer. So I don't want that to turn you off if you're not into that. But it just makes your skin look hydrated. Now, I have read some comments from you guys that have like super oily skin and you're like, it just doesn't work for me. So that's something to keep in mind. My skin type is more normal to dry. Right now it's pretty normal, but in the winter, of course, it gets a little bit drier. So this works really well for me year round, but it is something to consider. I just think it's got like medium coverage. You can put one coat on and it looks really nice, but a second coat I feel like is where the magic happens. I feel like when I say second coat, it sounds like nail polish, but it kind of is the same idea, right? But that second coat of paint on your face really does make it look even prettier. I am almost out of this. Like literally I was shaking it to get it out. It's probably like up to here. So this is something I'm definitely gonna repurchase. If L'Oreal ever discontinued this, I would be so freaking sad. Wear time wise, it does last pretty well, but I don't think this is gonna be something you're gonna wanna reach for if you're working like a 12-hour shift and you're expecting it to last the whole time. I don't know. And another note about this, I do like to pair it with some kind of a powder in my T-zone, and we are gonna talk about a powder in just a second. It's gonna be a fast video, I'm realizing, because I'm only talking about 5 things. Usually I talk about like 10, it takes forever. All right, the one product I kind of mentioned a minute ago that I've hit pan on. Oh my gosh, the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Bronze It. Bronze It. I have it in the lightest shade. Now, they have different shades. This one is the one I recommend if you're anywhere near my skin tone, because sometimes if you're looking for lighter bronzers for like fairer skin, it can be tricky to find one that's not too orange. And this one kind of pulls a little cooler. And on top of that, it's really forgiving because it is closer to my skin tone. When I'm using this, I can put a bunch of it on and it never looks muddy or weird or patchy. I just feel like it gives this perfect bronze look to the skin and I never have to worry about how much I'm applying. Whereas other bronzers that I do still like, I do have to just be a little bit more careful with. I never ever have that issue with this. So I obviously need to buy this one again too. I'll probably wait for like a buy one, get one half off sale and buy both of these because L'Oreal's prices are kind of stupidly high in my opinion for drugstore. I was thinking the other day though, I was like, I always complain, and I still stand by my complaint, but I always complain that drugstore prices are getting higher and higher, and they are. But then I'm like, well, you know what? The prices of like everything are getting higher. So it's kind of one of those things that I can't expect like products that I bought 15 years ago for $5. I probably can't expect them to still be $5 today. I don't know. What are our thoughts? Economists, hit me in the comments. So this powder, I have 2 powders from L'Oreal I really like, but one of them is definitely my favorite. So this is the Age Perfect. It's the same line as the foundation. Creamy Powder Foundation. This, I think, is ideal for you if you want a powder that gives you some coverage, because it is a powder foundation, that soaks up a little bit of oil, but not too much. So I think if you have normal to dry skin, you'd really like this. If you have oily skin, I think you'd like their Infallible Fresh Wear. I really like this too. I believe this is a really good dupe for the Fenty powder foundation. I did a whole video comparing them side by side, so if you want to see that, I'll link it below. This is what I'm wearing today though, the one in the white packaging. And like I said, I feel like it's way more forgiving for drier skin types. It's still a powder. It's still gonna show a little bit of like peach fuzz if you have any on your face, but I feel like it's lesser of an offender of that. You know, that grammar couldn't have been right, but you know what I mean? And I just find it to be so pretty. And this works really well if you're like midway through your day and you're like, I wanna touch up my makeup, but I don't really have time to do like get my foundation out, my sponge, and then this, that, and the other. This is the thing I'll grab for. You can use the sponge it comes with and you can just apply it to those areas. For me, I'm always reapplying to my nose, and it just melts into the skin and makes everything look a little bit more evened out. And so I'm just such a fan. I think this is absolutely beautiful, and it pairs really well with lower coverage products like tinted moisturizers, BB creams. This is amazing because it kind of makes up the difference of what that might not have covered. And it soaks up oil. I love it. Also, can we talk about their packaging? Like, everything's so pretty, man. What's funny though is when I was thinking about doing a full face, I was kind of doing some research. I'm like, gosh, I don't have a L'Oreal blush right now. I didn't have a L'Oreal highlighter. So I was kind of looking, I'm like, what blushes does L'Oreal sell? And the two that came up were the Age Perfect blushes that I really just wasn't super, I didn't think they were bad, but I wasn't like super impressed with, so I decluttered. And then the other ones were, they're like True Match ones. And I'm like, man, I feel like if they took the packaging of all of those blushes and made them look prettier, people would buy them more. I'm just saying. I would probably like give it a second look because I feel like the packaging of it has been the same for like 15 years and it's just not like visually appealing. And you can argue with me all you want, but we all know if something is in prettier packaging, you're just a little bit more drawn to it. You can't lie to me. Okay, what next? Oh, okay. Well, this one's, speaking of like 15 years, I learned about this one so long ago and I still love it. This is a newer one though, like I repurchased, but it's the L'Oreal Infallible Eyeshadow in Amber Rush. I thought they discontinued this and I was terrified. I looked online, I found it on Amazon, CVS's website, Walgreens' website, but I feel like sometimes it's still kind of hard to find. So if you find this and you're thinking about trying it, buy it because I don't know what's going on. If you have some kind of insider information, please let me know. But this may be one of the greatest shadows of all time. And it's one of those things that every once in a while I forget about it. And when I pull it back out to use it, I'm like, why am I using anything else? So I used it today. It is the only thing I have on for my eyeshadow. The fact that it gives this beautiful shimmery look to the eye, but then I can take a clean eyeshadow brush and blend it into the crease and it somehow creates this like almost deeper looking shadow in the crease. It doesn't make any sense to me, but it looks stunning. It looks like, honestly, if I saw someone with this eyeshadow, I'd be like, what are you wearing? A. B, is it a bunch of different shadows? Like it looks like I'm wearing multiple shadows and I'm not. It's just this, you guys. It's so freaking beautiful. One thing to know about this is, you know, I feel like most of you guys probably know all about this because again, it has been around for a while, but in case you don't, it comes with like a little stopper because in theory, this is like a pressed loose pigment. And so it's pressed down, but it's still in theory kind of loose. Although honestly, with this pressing down all the time, it's not really, but that really gives it the punch that I love. I didn't notice a crazy amount of fallout. I'm someone that always does my face makeup before my eye makeup. It's just what I do. I know I could avoid fallout, but I don't care. It's just what I do, okay? And I never really have a huge issue. Like every once in a while I'll get a couple of flecks and I'll just wipe it away and it's gone. So highly recommend. If you have another shade of this that you think is incredible that you want to recommend, please put it in the comments for anyone else that might be interested. Also for me, because I'm interested to try another color, but I don't really know which one. You know, there's a lot. And I think they have ones that are like colors too. The color Braun's just got offended. It's like, I'm a color. I know you're a color. I'm just saying, you know, like I'm talking rainbow colors. By the way, the lip product I'm wearing is from CoverGirl. Where did it go? And I can't decide about this color. I'm realizing I really need more like brown tone nudes in my life because sometimes when I'm like, I'm wearing an orange shirt. What the heck lip color do you wear with an orange shirt? I'm not gonna do red, I'm not gonna do pink. So then I was like, well, I'll just do clear, but I'm like, I feel like a brownie nude would be perfect, but I like literally don't really own anything. So this is the shade number 1, your go-to in the, I said CoverGirl, it's Revlon Color Stay Satin Ink. It's really comfortable. Like it's a weirdly comfortable product, but see, like when I put it on, it's browner, but then it starts to melt into my pink lips and de-brownifies. Anyway, but it is really comfy. And so if you have like perfect brown nudes that would look okay with fair skin, put them below. Lipsticks, lip glosses, any brand. I just feel like a lot of times when I try like brownie nude lipsticks, they look crazy on me. So I'm dying to find one that like actually works. So let me know. Next up is a mascara. Now I have to say something. L'Oreal mascaras, I have found so many from this brand over the years that I've loved. So I could talk about like 4. But the one that's kind of newer that really stood out to me the most, and the one that I've repurchased, is this one. So this is the L'Oreal Bambi Eye Mascara. So the first one of this I owned was black. The one I own now is brown. They both, I mean, honestly, the brown, that's what I'm wearing. You can't even tell it's brown, but it's a nice, deep, rich brown. This just separates your lashes so beautifully, but still adds volume. Some mascaras that are volumizing can be clumpy. Some that are like really separating don't give you volume, and this kind of does both really well. It holds a curl for me pretty well. I don't notice little like black bits or smudging throughout the day, and it's just one of those all around just good mascaras that I think a lot of people would like. So wanted to recommend it. It does have like a silicone-y kind of rubbery brush, and it also is super flexible. I actually would prefer it wasn't so flexible. I like when it's like firm so I can like really get in there, but it doesn't really bother me with this. But I figure it's worth mentioning if that's something that would bother you. I don't know. I have like 6 other L'Oreal products in front of me that I'm like, oh, maybe, but I'm gonna save that. If I do that full face of L'Oreal here in the next few months, I will certainly be sharing lots of this stuff. So I hope that this was fun to watch. Let me know if you're excited for this series here on my channel. I'm really excited about it because I've kind of felt in a drugstore-y rut where I have so many favorites that I use and love every day that I'm like, I need to like expand my horizons and really look at what I'm using and see if there's new stuff out there, maybe reignite my love for stuff that's been out for a while that I just haven't used or haven't owned in a few years, that kind of stuff. So let me know what brand you'd like to see next. I have like a list of 20 brands. I was planning on doing this once a month, but now I'm like, I feel like I could pull it off like twice a month easily, but we'll see. I need to pace myself as usual. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching to the end. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you guys in my next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.